Alright, in this video I wanted to talk about the brand new token package. It's the 20k package, the Nightslayer kit here. It's the 20,000 token for 50 bucks. If we come over here to the info subs, basically what it is, you get 4 weapons. Basically it's a fire, water, earth, and wind version of the same weapon. It's supposed to toggle between melee, ranged, and magic. Right now it only does melee mode. Whenever you use your mouse to hover over the handle, it acts like it wants to click, but right now it's just melee right now. So I can't really show it off unless I swap over to move it over to my warrior. They don't have the ballyhoo shop up yet. They usually do those in batches instead of at release time because it's convenient for them, not the player. What else is new with how they handle the game? But basically, in a nutshell here, melee and ranged mode, if hit points is below 80%, you get 11.76 melee hit points per landed hit up to 4 hits. I think that's gonna be 404. Let's see, what is 11%? We're looking at 88.24. So $47.50. So you can do 190 hit points per 4 hits. It's similar in that respect to the nickel-clad weapon series, but the nickel-clad weapon series had a proc. I don't believe I see a proc here, so it's not as good as those, unfortunately. And then let's see, if hit point is greater than or equal to 80%, then the weapon will heal, and SP is less than 80%, it heals SP instead. And then if hit point is above 80%, in the magic mode it does MP instead of SP. MP might be times 1.5, and SP might be times 1.125 on the heal. So I think it's going to be 47.5 times those numbers per hit, if I had to guess. It doesn't say it here. Like I said, I'm not going to really show this off. I think the weapons aren't that great, to be honest with you. If they procced similar to the nickel-clad stuff, then that'd be different. I'd actually quite like the weapons a lot better. But back to here, the misc. Let's see here. So the misc is it's a scaling misc. You get plus 50 endurance and luck, and then you have different effects. These are all based on the element of your weapon. When this was released, these first 2 did not work with spells, but now they do. These 2 worked with spells. But what happens is it's not the element of the spell, it is the element of the weapon. So like, for example, on the fire energy, you pay 60% SP to do a 2-turn burn of the weapon's element up to 4 times, 50% save. Weapon main stat versus luck. You could do a wind spell while holding a fire or energy weapon, and it would do fire or energy burn. Doesn't make a lot of sense from that standpoint, but depending on certain circumstances, you could do it, because you could use things that trigger, like Warcaster. There's some other weapons that I won't name that trigger on any spell, or you could cast a free spell like Neko Overlord from the Neko series, Necromancer's Grasp Essence, the Siphon spell, or you could use like you could do like what do you call it? Efficient spells. So stuff like that. So I think the burn is all right. For those that like burns, you could actually this would be good for eating burns for things in the same misc. Earth and Darkness is a poison siphon, which to me, the poison siphons, the drain poison, whatever you want to call it, are light years better than regular poison and burn. The Wind and Light does choke, 2-turn choke, 3-turn choke. It's pretty significant. I actually tested using this with holding a light weapon and casting the Golem's Assault spell, which already does choke. You can get in 2 casts, you can get under 2%. It's like 1.82 or something like that percent choke for, I think it's 5 or 6 turns. So just in 2 casts, that's pretty significant. You could use, there's a wind tomb that has a choke spell. I forget the name of it off the top of my head. You could use this misc with that and probably get very similar results. And so there's that. And then the water and ice do drown and freeze. But the big drawback, see, the thing about burns and poisons and stuff like that, choke, whenever you, so like these are 50% saves, whenever you change the save to be in your favor, it lowers the effect. And some people prefer that. They just want it to inflict, and that's fine. And it basically acts as a lean, just like a lot of other things, like Berserk is a lean. You have increased damage for lower accuracy, and there's basically so that the average is no different. As long as you don't add other items like BTH enhancers, it's kind of the same thing. You're getting the same melee percent. You basically increase. You make the save more difficult on the monster. You get a lower effect. You make it easier on the monster. You get a higher effect. With freezes, there is no lean. You can't do any lean. So what ends up happening is the only thing you can change is the cost. And so to be consistent, you have 60% melee SP all throughout. So in order to keep it consistent, you have a plus 17 bonus to save. So it doesn't inflict very often. You're going to need to use some potency to really make it worthwhile. I think the water and ice one on this is shit, personally. I would have preferred they should have just done like Elevon or something. That would have been way better. Or they could have just said, you know what, let's just make this a plus 50 save and make the SP cost more. I would have been fine with that personally. I also think I was under the impression that freezes were going to have that whole, if the monster has freedom, then we'll do an elemental vulnerability instead. I thought that was sort of like the path forward, but like they did on the Glacial Shortstaff update and the clone that came from the donation contest. But apparently that's not the case. I guess it's a sometimes thing. Basically, they're continuing to make freezes kind of, for the most part, freezes are overpowered versus non-bosses, and they're worthless to try versus most bosses. So wanted to talk about the info subs just to kind of get into the nuts and bolts of the application of the items. And here, let me just get out of this. So Nightslayer's Grasp. I'll probably actually land. I'll just do this simple spell here. I'll probably actually inflict the effect here. Yeah. So basically fire. You know, it might be worthwhile if you can, let's see, yeah. It might be worthwhile if you can, what I said is, get some potency. I think there might be a shield that's like freeze potence, but other than that, you're kind of screwed because a lot of your potent stuff comes from your misc, but you're using the misc, and then the all potence shields are only 5. So you might have to find out other way, like maybe Pride Lords or something. Swap to Pride Lords if you like to run that in your build. But as you can see, let's do it again over here. It's not bad if you're casting a free spell like this. There might be a way to, like, if your armor did a freeze-like ability, your weapon did another freeze-like ability, and your misc, maybe there's a way you could, or there's those weapons that do a freeze imbue from in like 4th of July shop. You could maybe do 3 different elements in one. That might come in handy if you have like prismatic burn or something, maybe, which is another effect that I really dislike. We'll move over here to a fire weapon. So you're basically going to do a burn. Let's see. So we're at 13.4 for 4 rounds of burn. 13.4. As you can see, the burn is going up per hit. Before it was working on celerity. Let's see. 24, 27, 30, 28. You do not have enough SP, so I don't have enough SP, so maybe I didn't have enough SP earlier. Let's try that again. I'll just make sure I have enough SP. Probably kill the monster here. Let's see. Power. Yeah, so it works on celerity. So you can actually do up to 8 hits if you're using celerity. Some of these other weapons that do hit count based stuff, partnered with this would be insane. But I wanted to kind of show off an idea here. Basically, you're going to have, let's see. So this is going to actually do a darkness and earth to drain poisons. I think, let's see, may not have enough SP again. Might get myself killed here just showing this. Got, yep, there's the drain poison. So it's kind of nice to partner with Chaotic Lucerda Staff, since that's doing the chromatic poison, and then you're getting the darkness drain poison, so you're getting 2 sources of heal damage. That might come in handy whenever you cast it multiple times. Again. So basically get a free spell, and both of these items basically went off, and then Rain Plate, which I think is a off the charts underrated Beastmaster armor. A lot of people go, oh look, it's full offensive, how could it be a Beastmaster armor? But those people are pretty stupid. Giving your pet and guest basically giving your pet access to guaranteed lucky strikes via Optico. And then if you're really, a lot of Beastmasters like to run a lot of DOTs, so there's some opportunity. And then you're also running resource heal loops with them, and rain plate costs a lot of SP, so there's that. And then I think this weapon on darkness spells does, which I don't have any listed here, does, let's see, I don't have any, I don't have Necromancer here. I think it does a darkness poison, but I don't think it's a drain poison, which would dilute the heal, but I did want to show off one more idea real quick. Using the Gron weapon, which just came from the what's that quest called? Grenwalk Festival. I can't remember if it's the limited time shop or the actual quest. Let's see. This weapon has really grown on me since I first obtained it, and I personally think that let's see. Yeah, it came from the quest. I think that the using Elevons with these drain poisons will end up being fantastic. Now, what I'm going to show you here, I'm just going to change some resistances here. Okay. So I'm going to use this guy, and I'm going to use Gron. And so what we're going to do now is Elevon with the heal poison, and you can do this with some darkness Elevon, which exists plenty of. I'm actually gonna be forced to skip my turn here. Alright, so here we go. So with rain you have celerity, so you're up to 6 power. Now we're up to 12 power drain poison and 147 Elevon. So I just healed back, I think I just healed back, what was that, 900? Let's see what that showed. I missed it. Let's see, 889. So that's just after the first turn. And then, so this is basically like Infernal Champion, but without needing the pet and guest to land the hits. You can also partner with Infinity Gauntlet, which will increase your Elevon there. So here we go again. So now we're up to 202. Might kill the monster here before you can see this damage, but I promise you it's going to be crazy. Nah, it's not going to be. Let's come over here. This guy has a lot of hit points. That's one good thing about Practice Trainer. A lot of people say, well, you're not getting a realistic scenario. But you could also use the Nightmare Queens to add to the Elevon here. But I actually think using Rain Plate's a little quicker because of the extra hits. Actually, I'm going to do this first. So let's find out really quick what damage will be. This is versus 100%, so we're at 900. The first turn. Keep in mind, that's your heal amount. So let's go ahead and do this again. So you're going to start to see this skyrocket. $2,700. That's 2 turns with rain using celerity. In my opinion, this is even better than Infernal Champion. It's the same concept pretty much. Now you could use dual mosquitoes and vestige, shattered vestige, and get your SP back. So that was 39.58. So as you can see, it's growing and growing. Like I said, there's some darkness LE vulns. You could use that idea with some pet and guest combos. Trying to think if there is a darkness LE vuln weapon off the top of my head, but it would ultimately end up in a similar, probably not as strong as using the Gron, but this misc I think is worth picking up this package. They just need to fix the weapons toggle to kind of get an idea. I think those heals scale with the resists, so I think they will grow with the resists. Let me see. I think I got rid of the. Did I get rid of the? Let's see the weapon. Oh, they also do. They give the monster a worse heal resist. I don't know why they keep doing these same ideas over and over and over. Maybe, no, maybe it doesn't scale with the monster's resist. Oh yeah, adjusted by the mob's resist to the weapons element. So yeah, you can basically get up to double versus 200%. But that is pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to show off the capability of the misc and some combos. I would just mostly use it for either stacking burns in order to turn around and eat the burn, or using the poison siphon. I didn't even show, like, on the poison siphon, so your power, if it says heal 1 times the damage dealt, that'll end up meaning is you double the power to get your melee valuation. So you need 153% for Void Forge. So 4 hits will give you, I think, 8 power. Let's see here one more time. And that should be enough if you had celerity. Let's see here. I think that should be enough right off the bat. And then we'll end the video. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. It says 6, so one of them didn't work. Let's see. Let's go over here. Just try this. I think it should be 8 power anyway. Maybe this is a 3-hit armor, and I'm just losing my mind here. Well, you know, for 2 rounds, actually, you know what? It still should be enough because it's for 2 rounds. So I'm trying to see how quickly you can get to Void Forge just with the misc. But if Rain Plate is giving you celerity, let's see here, 1, 2, 3. Yep, already have enough. So that's how strong the poison is. You're basically just use it, land actually just 3 hits. I think it's just 3 hits. So very, very, very good misc. It's another pathway to Void Forge, and so that's another reason why I would pick it up. But that is it for this video.